Hi, it's Jay here again. So, meditation is the basis. Sitting still, listening. And in doing that, I'm opening up to infinite possibilities. What is it that we're taking in? What is it that we're seeing and hearing and feeling as we inhabit this body? Is it the present? Are we in the present? Are we interested in actually seeing what's going on? Which is not always the easiest thing to do when there's some kind of an upset, when there's a triggering, when the system's on fire with reaction and trying desperately to control the outcome of whatever it is we're involved with, or whatever the conversation, the dialogue is at the moment. So there's two basic threads to communication. There's the effort to control, or there's the effort to relate, to connect. And I think we're honest, we are often controlling things, and that's not automatically to gainsay that there's something wrong with the individual who has an agenda to try to control things. It's also very creative. Think of an artist who has to use the very subtlest of touch to produce the right sound on his instrument, or to paint a painting, make a drawing. Control might be a way to describe what they're doing, what we're doing as individuals trying to create something meaningful. But really, it's just a description. Because the process really probably goes much deeper than just trying to control the outcome. That might be described as part of the process, but in reality, there has to be a going deep within to find a stable place to actually view from, to see from, to perceive something that is then deemed meaningful or not. And to actually dive deep, to go into this moment, to be with what is, as we call it, or be in the present, there has to be a relinquishing of the mind to some extent. Because the organizing, labeling, differentiating mind is really kind of an obstruction to seeing. The mind is capable of untold numbers of wonderful things. However, you can't carry around your entire education. You can't carry around all of your experiences and still be functional. Something has to be left behind to be in the present. And we're calling this the mind, a preoccupation with myself, my past, my ideas, my ideals. We let it go to be in the present, to actually perceive what's happening right now. We let it go. And in doing that, what's happening? All the way down, sensing from the lower part of the body that is cool, that is grounded, that is connected. Up here, neck, shoulders, head, all this tension, all this compression, all this pressure can be drained down as we take into account what does it feel like right now? What do the legs feel like? What does the body feel like? What is the breath doing? So I have made a study of the breath and sensations in the body for the last 45 years, and for this person, finding the vital energy in the lower half of the body and bringing the breath down to the diaphragm and to the sacral region was really important in establishing contact with some kind of base reality, some kind of base experience that didn't feel false, didn't feel disposable or just temporary. It felt like something is connected when the breath goes down to the belly and the belly relaxes, the whole system relaxes, and there's a breathing from the lower portion of the body rather than from the lungs, this athletic kind of rigid framework is really not very healthy and not very effective, really. I think you'll find the most amazing athletes and martial artists incorporate the power center, which is the center of breathing below the navel. They incorporate this indescribable sensation of being grounded in this area, and the breath balancing and integrating. That's just something the body knows how to do. We get out of the way of that. We're not here to control the heartbeat, blood flow, but we do pay attention to the breath, and being with the breath, we allow it to do what it really needs to do. What does it feel like right now when there's a relaxing and just acknowledging of the sensation in the body? Maybe the bottom on the chair, the seat, or the cushion. And the interiority of it. Not just a quick scan, but actually remaining in the power center region, breathing from down low, keeping a certain amount of breath, sort of a convex belly, if you will. After years of meditation, there's just a natural ability to work from that area, to think even from that area. It's a different kind of thinking. It's a different type of consciousness, really. It's just being here. It's not centered anywhere. It's not based on anything. It's not specifically organized in any particular way. Awareness is just an innate given ability of every individual, every human animal, even probably trees, plants, what have you. So, in meditation, we slowly hone the ability to locate the power center, the base of the spine, and how it feels. How does it feel? Does it feel good? Is there resistance? Is there tension? Have I been triggered recently? If we're triggered, there seems to be an automatic disconnection with things. We get caught. Don't take my word for it, but just examine the next time someone says something that you feel is unfair, or something that you feel you need to control the outcome of. And, well, what's going on in the system? trying to gain balance again, desperately clinging to life. And this life is the image that the mind has superimposed on everything. The image of me and what I love and what I stand for and what I protect. So we tend to think with that kind of image or mind. In meditation, we become accustomed to leaving that at the door with your shoes, just being in the body, feeling the breath, feeling the temperature of the air, feeling the hands in the lap, supporting the sensation of being here in the lower part of the body. And it kind of keeps a focus, not a hard focus, not a sharp focus, but a soft kind of rounded, edged focus in the lower belly breath region. And it's not just the breath. Watching and following the breath is important, but also the spine, the base of the spine, the energy there, the feeling there, and how it's connected to the entire frame of the body. So these are just a few questions that I'm bringing up to anyone who's interested in learning to navigate from not knowing, meaning suspending all my images, my control factors, and just being in the moment with what's happening now. And this is where joy arises. This is where the pleasantness of life resides, in these modes of perception that don't conflict and clash with the world. It is possible. Awakening, enlightenment is not just a story, it's a living reality. It's the base of who we really are. There's an awful lot of conditioning shoveled on top of that, so it may take some time to dig it out and uncover it and find that source that is vital and true, and return to it every day. Take the opportunities that you have in the morning, if you can, to sit for a bit, the spine upright, and see if we can allow the breath to come down and rest in the belly and feel these vital forces. It's life force, it's just life force, it's a biological imperative. These are all part of the system of life. And without the very basis of it, without having something to clear the mind and to empty the heart, if we don't have some way to get back to basics and find out who we really are, we're probably just going to play the same videotapes, the same family conditioning and programming that we got from our parents and from our siblings and from our schools and from our churches. We're just going to play it ad infinitum or ad nauseum. And that doesn't sound like life to me. It sounds like just a repetition of what we did, what somebody else did. It's not original, it's not creative, it's not authentic. Probably reached saturation long ago. So I'm going to stop here. And I thank you for taking the time to listen today.